Jan. Jan. Okay. Hey, Jan. What's up, buddy?
Damien, perfect timing.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it.
Uh-huh.
I've solved the algorithm.
What now?
You know how YouTube has an algorithm that's so insane that nobody seems to be able to solve it?
Mm-hmm.
I've done it, Damien. This is the beginning of a brand new life for YouTubers.
Huh. That's nice and all, but Jan, there's one thing. You're not a mathematician.
But Damien, for this review, I am.
No, that's not how it works. Are you expecting someone?
It's the government, Damien. They know I was close to solving the algorithm, and now that I've solved it, they'll want me to go work for them. You use my talents for their nefarious purposes.
Jen,
well, I won't have it, Damien. I won't do it.
Jen.
They can't force me to.
Okay. Where you go?
Girl, you scared me half to death.
I know, but I just made sure I wasn't followed.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm certain. Wait, is that... Did you really... Did you actually solve it?
I did. With this, creators will no longer have to suffer under the YouTube regime.
This is so amazing. We should celebrate.
Oh, well, funny you should mention that. I did make reservations at the new restaurant in town.
I'm so proud of you.
Well, thank you very much. Well, we should hurry, or we'll run into traffic. Ah, yes, good call. Damien, you're in charge. Make sure nobody comes in and takes the formula.
The fuck?
A Beautiful Mind stars Russell Crowe, who plays brilliant mathematician John Nash, as we follow his life. Why are you laughing? This is serious. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? This is serious! This is serious! Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the internet, and welcome to the newest episode of The Oscar Goes To. I'm Jan Michael.
And I'm Melinda.
And today's Oscar goes to A Beautiful Mind. Let's get started.
John Nash was one of the most brilliant minds of his generation.
Welcome to Princeton. Who among you will be the next Einstein?
Okay, let's get this out of the way right now. I actually think Russell Crowe does a really good job in this movie. And I know it's easy to hate Russell Crowe because, I mean, it's fucking Russell Crowe, so...
Born in New Zealand in 64, a hot-headed actor named Russell Crowe. He loves to act, but he loves one thing more, fighting round the world.
However, I do think he does a really good job in this film, and it's one of the examples that I like to show to people when I tell them that, hey, Russell Crowe can actually do acting once in a while.
I agree. For this film, he did a really good job for the character that he's portraying, a man who is tortured by his genius and at the same time trying to make it through life like the rest of us. His acting chops are definitely shown and showcased in this one, so I completely support Russell Crowe as an actor.
This movie has what I like to call the scene, which is a part of the film that you like to show other people when you're trying to prove a point, whether something be good or bad. And in the case of Russell Crowe's acting, I like to pinpoint the scene where he's arguing with Ed Harris on the college campus, and you just see the color on his face gone. He's deteriorating, the way he's moving, the way he's stammering. It's just so well done, and it just really goes to show that Russell Crowe does act very well when given the right material. Jennifer Connelly, on the other hand...
Yeah, Jennifer Connelly, and don't get me wrong, I feel that she's a really great actress. But in this movie, she was just Jennifer Connelly. She didn't have anything that really stood out other than maybe a single scene, which I won't spoil, but has to do with the husband and the bathtub. But that's probably the most that I saw as far as like an acting emotional. Everything else was just a woman playing a part in a role.
Exactly. It's pretty much just her in the movie. And, you know, not to say that she's doing a bad job or anything like that. She's doing her job. But especially when you're comparing it to Russell Crowe's performance in the film, it just doesn't have the same punch to it. And I also like to kind of showcase towards the end when it shows her old. And it just looks like a young woman pretending to be old. And I didn't buy it. So this is one of those films that I think it lost the Oscars that I think it should have won, and it won the Oscars that I think it shouldn't have won. Like, Russell Crowe lost out for Best Actor here. Jennifer Connelly ended up winning her award. The makeup ended up losing, which I thought was actually really strong in the film. And then the writing won, and I think the writing is the most glocky, Hollywoodish script I've ever seen.
Oh my God, yes, the writing. And the biggest issue that I had with the movie is where John Nash gives his acceptance speech for the Nobel Prize, which everyone knows that he won, point of this movie. And his speech was clearly not the speech he gave for accepting this prize. It was all about how, like, knowledge is so great, but love truly conquers all. And I guarantee you, if you pull up his speech, he did not say that.
Yeah, this script is pure Hollywood. It's just full of those lines where, you know, don't trust in this, trust in this type deal. And, you know, it goes a lot further than that. They go out of their way to make John seem very sympathetic and tortured. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure to some degree he was in real life, but they also leave out a lot, such as him constantly cheating on his wife, resulting in them getting divorced and then getting remarried. And he cheated with not only other women, but men as well. So there could be a whole, you know, he could have been bi, he could have been gay, but just wasn't accepted back then. There could have been so much more to the story. Maybe genius in itself is a mental condition as well. They could have gone a step further. But instead, being a Ron Howard film, they try to keep it safe and, you know, everybody's a good guy, and, you know, everybody's sympathetic, and it's very Hollywoodish. And I don't like that about the film. I think that's the biggest downfall of the film.
Making movies, making music, and fighting round the world. Russell Crowe.
So, Melinda, would you recommend A Beautiful Mind to today's audiences? And do you think it should have won the Oscar?
Okay, so I do think that it's worth a look to go ahead and rent it and see the things that we're talking about. The Russell Crowe acting, the story overall, I feel like it's good, even though it was very Hollywoodized. But I don't believe that it should have won the Oscar based on what I've seen.
Yeah, I think you and I are pretty much on the same wavelength with this film. It's not a terrible film. If you want to watch it for Russell Crowe's performance or to see some of the history with John Nash, then it's not a terrible watch. But yeah, you just gotta realize there is a lot of stuff left out. It's very Hollywood. So as long as you go in with that knowledge, I think you'll enjoy it just fine. But like you said, I don't think it should have won the Oscar. I don't think it's a particularly strong film. It's a safe film. And to me, you know, safe is boring. You could have gotten a better pick.
Perhaps it is good to have a beautiful mind, but an even greater gift is to discover a beautiful heart.
A beautiful mind.
You know, a little bit of trivia. Do you know that the composer of the film, James Horner, died in a plane crash on June of 2015, and that was less than a month after both John and his wife Alicia died in a car crash on May 23rd.
Oh yeah, my birthday.
Exactly. So, I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Right, Melinda? What are the odds? Because, you know, odds is a mathematical term, and movies all about the mathematician. So, you know, what are the odds? The odds, Melinda?